Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. So in today's episode, I'm going to go over the activation order for the full event deck, and also the optimum setup so that you can actually get both 200% overkill for your overkill bosses and also 500% overkill for the Ultrakill boss. Now, disclaimer here, I can't actually get the 500% overkill with my current setup, but if you have the right relics, you could actually do it, and it doesn't have a very big requirement on the team itself. So all you would need to have is one ultimate form with one master collection card and two support cards, and also one ultra rare card. So it's going to be this setup right here. So the right setup is actually going to be two support cards, one ultra rare, one ultimate form, and one master collection card. The reason why this works is because the status for supercharge actually can stack if you use a combination of ultra rare cards and support cards, but only with multiple support cards and not multiple ultra rare cards. In terms of relics, if you have the ultimate relic, then you will have at least three of the event relic, the event one, the rare one, and then the actual ultimate relic. I don't actually have the ultimate relic, and that is the reason why I couldn't take the boss down with 500% overkill, but I do come close. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the boss right now, and we're going to talk about a couple of things, both in terms of the strategy for how to actually get the most damage and also the correct activation order. So let's go ahead and do the battle. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is to never do a power gem swap until the very end. So you're going to want to do some quick small matches as much as possible without actually doing a power gem swap. So you're always going to have to look for opportunities to reduce the amount of damage that you actually do. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to look for ways to not deal too much damage, because you don't want to take out the boss before you're ready to. And the second thing that we're going to pay attention to is the intensity here. So the immortal killer intensity is what we're paying attention to. We need this value to get to 250. Now, you actually just need it at 200. But what we want to do is we want to activate it at the right time, because we want to be able to stagger our power, our support card and also our ultra rare card, so that we can maximize the amount of supercharge. We want to have 3 stacks of supercharge here, and to do that we need to activate it at the right time. So we are getting close to 200 right now, so you can see we are actually now at 200 right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be very careful about not matching too much, because we want to make sure that our boss has enough health. And so the very next turn, what's going to happen is the passive abilities from the master collection card and also the ultimate form is going to activate, and that's where we first activate the support card. And what we want to do is then do a small match and then activate the next support card, and again being careful not to do any power gem swaps and doing as small of a match as you can. And you can see we're already getting close to killing the boss with 2.7 trillion remaining, but with this we should be fine. And now with our last activation, we will have 3 stacks of supercharge, and we're also going to get the most of our power gem spawns with the passive ability. And then we just go ahead and activate both the ultimate form and the master collection card, and you can see that we're going to be able to deal enough damage for a 200% overkill. But if you pay attention to the amount of damage that we're able to deal here as well, you can see that we are actually, we also have a 44 trillion overkill amount, which is actually enough for a 300% overkill bonus for the Ultrakill boss. Okay, and so that actually is that actually makes it good enough for you to use 9 keys for this. But if you have the ultimate relic, then you're actually going to be able to take it out with even more damage, because you don't have to deal with all of those shields. The reason why I couldn't do it is because the shields are still there, which takes away from my overall damage. So I'll explain why. Each of these relics here, they will actually take out one immortal shield at the beginning of the battle, but with a ultimate relic, it will take out 2. And so if you have 3 of those relics, you're going to be able to remove 4 of those shields. And an ultra rare boss has 4 in the beginning, so you will be able to remove all of them. And so with that, you'll be able to deal more damage, and that is how you can take out the boss with 500% overkill. So if you have that team, give that a try. There's actually another setup that you can do as well that is interesting, but it also helps guarantee you get the 300% overkill if you wanted to give that a try. And that is actually using the Moonlight Fantasy Ultimate form, and we're going to take advantage of the ultimate gem that it has here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this now on the Ultrakill boss. I'm going to use this setup. So you can use, I already showed you how to use setup on the Ultrakill boss. It's exactly the same mechanics. Now with this one, you want to make sure that you have all commander bosses because you want to get your commander bonus, commander skill points up to 300 as fast as possible. And so we're going to play now against the ultra rare boss and Ultrakill boss, and we're going to use exactly the same mechanics here where we're not going to activate everything until we get close, but in this particular situation, the timing is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how it works. So let's go ahead and just do small matches here. Now with the Ultrakill boss, you do have a little bit more health, as a buffer, so you don't kill it too fast. But we do want to make sure that we don't do any matches, and also because we have one less master collection card to deal with, there's going to be less power gems that will that would be spawned, so we don't have to worry about it as much. And so let's go ahead and just keep going. So we're aiming for 300 killer we're aiming for 300 commander skills, and so we're actually increasing at a rate of 25 every turn. And so we're going to be able to get to 300 relatively quickly. So we're just going to go ahead and do our quick matches here. So we're 150, and so like during this time you could if you wanted to do chip damage, but I actually would not recommend it because you might accidentally kill the boss. So it's easiest if you simply don't activate anything. You have enough health to last you the entire time, so don't actually worry about it. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to activate, at this point, we're going to activate the support card, the ultra rare card actually, and then we're going to activate the support cards, basically each turn after this. So we're going to go ahead and activate this. I'm actually doing this timing so that by the time we reach 300 commander bonus, we're going to be able to activate everything. So this is the perfect timing for us to be able to use our passive ability. So our gems will passively spawn. Then we're going to just activate everything. And also here we're going to have the ultimate gem. So we're going to swap with that and make sure that we connect all of the power gems as well. With this setup, we could get close. Once again, we can get close to 500%, but not quite. But we are able to reach our 300% overkill. So you can see with this particular damage, we actually had a slightly higher damage output. We were able to deal a total of 62 trillion, and all we needed was about 10 more. So again, with the the ultimate relic in place, this would be easier to obtain. Okay, so that is how to use this deck to take out the ultra rare and Ultrakill and also the Overkill bosses. The very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one other deck that I use, which gives me a lot of damage as well against the medium bosses, and we could go with this one as well. And if you have if you also have the Freedom Fighters deck, you could also choose this, but for the purposes of showing how to maximize the damage, I'm going to use this deck here, because this is going to be very similar but to how we play the Ultrakill boss. But what we want to do here is we want to maximize damage, so we're going to see how much damage we can do in a 20-second period with this. And there is going to be a lot more shields that we have to deal with. A medium boss at level 300 does come out with 8 of these shields, and so we basically have 6 shields that we need to deal with. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to show you the proper timing, and so I actually activated by accident, but let's go ahead and talk about sort of like some of the things that you can do while you're taking on the medium boss. First thing you want to do is you want to try to line up the shields on the bottom of the screen so that you can avoid losing, sort of missing out on the matches. And so putting them all on the bottom in the first couple of turns is going to help you a lot. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the next time that we see the passive abilities of the Master Collection card and the the Master Collection, the Ultimate Form actually happening, and that's right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and now start activating in sequence. And so it actually works out well because at this point we're going to hit 200 intensity as well. So then when we activate our support card, we also gain the benefit of the additional supercharged status. And so you can see additional chevrons start coming up. And what you want to accomplish, you are aiming for the chevrons to display 1, 2, 3 on the right side here. So you can see the next turn you're going to see 3 chevrons with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and that is how you know that you've got it staggered correctly. Finally, what we're going to do is we're going to activate all of the. We're going to do 2 things. The first thing I'm going to show you is how much damage we can do when we activate everything together. And then I'm going to show you how much damage we can deal when we do the other way. Now, what I've also done here is I've actually activated, I missed the activation. So we're going to reset everything. And I'm going to show you how much damage we can actually do if we do it properly. Okay, and so now that everything is reset, I'm going to activate the ultra rare card first, but I'm not going to activate the Ultimate Form and the Master Collection card yet until the very next turn. But you also want to make sure that you're also activating the support card every single turn because you want to maximize damage. So we're going to just do one more round here so that we can get the maximum amount of damage here, the maximum number of stacks of supercharge. And now that we have it all set up, this is the sequence. So we're going to activate the ultra rare card, but we're not going to do anything, and you pay attention to the amount of damage that we can deal here. So we can deal about 8.5 trillion with my ultimate form. Okay, and that is without activating those 2 the previous turn. But then you notice that the very next turn we're able to actually fill out the board. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be able to activate the support card, and then this time it's 4.3, so it's a little bit less, but it's still a good amount of damage. If you pay attention to earlier when I activate everything, altogether I was able to get a little bit over 9 trillion in that one shot. And so if you think about it, that actually is less damage overall than when I split that into 2 attacks. So by splitting into 2 attacks, my overall damage goes up to approximately 12 to 13 trillion over the course of 2 turns, so that I can deal a lot better damage that way. So we have 3.3 seconds remaining. So what we want to do is we want to basically make sure that we take advantage of these shields. These shields are really the best thing for stopping the clock for you, so you can get a lot of attacks in. So definitely take advantage of that. And I would say that even with a single ultimate relic, you're still not going to be able to clear out all of the shields. So use them to your advantage. All right, so we got 2.14 seconds remaining. So remember, it's always activate the ultra rare card as soon as you see the passive abilities kick in, and then after that you just activate 1 support card at a time, and then you basically continue to do this cycle. And so we did timeout here. I could do a lot faster and I could do a lot more damage, but let's see how much we were able to do in this one session. So in this one session with these cards, let's see the damage here. We were able to do just about 200. But if we didn't actually have to reset and we did a lot faster matches, I was able to get over 400 trillion easily with this setup. Okay, and so that will really help you take down the guild bosses at the medium level, so you can all benefit from having more guild trophies as well. So hopefully this helps you understand the mechanics of how to activate these cards, and also how to maximize your damage, and how to take out the the Ultrakill as well as the Overkill bosses with the maximum bonus. So thank you very much for watching, and leave a like below or let me know your comments if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.